So we're a literacy, like the work that I do is focused on literacy, right? Reading and writing. And that's the ultimate goal. It's both to students express themselves artistically, but also through reading and writing. So in all the arts projects that I do, whether it's performance or whether it's music or whether it's art, there's always a written component, right? Because if the students aren't reading real books, then they're not learning to be better readers. If they're not writing, they're not learning to be better writers. So, if I do a performance or we do an art project, I always have these two go together, right? So there's always some written piece, which is why I had you label, which was sort of finding words to describe what's on the page, which is great, K through 12, right? And it's what architects and engineers do. And also this, which is sort of describing in detail the project that you did and why you did it. So that's why we did those two things. Great, thank you. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a really fun thing. So this is often just done as a fun performance activity, but with this, it works so beautifully. So right now, just leave your inventions behind on the floor, okay? Just right there, put them behind you. We're gonna do a little fun activity. So I'm gonna demonstrate it here with you first. We're gonna create a machine as a group. This is a famous theater activity. It's done a lot. If you go to any theater workshops, you've probably done this one. I never do it because it's done so much. But it's so perfect with this, it's never done in this way, which is why we're doing it. So I'm going to introduce the activity that's always done. The activity that's always done is one person creates a repeatable motion, and a sound, right? Like, pew, and something you have to keep doing. Pew, like that, right? Pew, and you keep doing it, or chok, 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 or you get the idea? Okay, you can have different levels to it, but it's got to be a repeatable one you can do over and over again for a long time. Okay? Who wants to volunteer to be our first sound? Yeah, come on, Chris, thank you. Give a round of applause. Saxophone and first volunteer, you get our special award of the day, I must say. Okay, good. So he's going to create a sound, and then I want someone, don't leave him too long. Take care of this guy, okay? Someone else come and you add yourself. I'll show you how to do that. Watch. Go ahead, start it. So then we create an interrelated one. Keep doing. Mine has to relate to his. It has to be interconnected. I can't just come over here and go pew, pew, because it's not like that's. So it's something like this. You got it? Somebody else come and add one. Add one to his. Come on, come on, come on. Keep going, keep going. Wait, I'm fixing the machine. Okay, it's working now, it's working. We need another person. Come on, come on, come on. Add to it, add to it. Add to it. Go, 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 go. Just get in there. Go, go. And we don't want to make it a line too, so someone's got to come in here or in back, okay? You ready? Go, 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 go. Now somebody go low or do something high, okay? Somebody go low or high. Nice, nice.
It's going to be so dizzy. Oh, honey, you picked the wrong thing to do.
And round of applause. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a machine that's a repeatable machine that will keep going, okay? So here's the way we're going to do it. I'd like for you to get into trios. Every trio grab another group of trios, so 6 groups of 6, trios and a 6. Okay, I'm going to give you a design challenge for a wacky machine. You need to do what they just did up here, except without the getting dizzy part, right? Do what they did up here, and you're going to create a machine that's a repeating machine that can keep going as a group. You're going to get to plan it out, though, okay? So, but one person starts, next person comes in, next person comes in, next person comes in, until it's a fully functioning machine. But your machine has to do this. It has to transform trash into birds. Your machine has to transform trash into birds. That's your goal. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to figure that out. Let's see what you come up with. Go for it. Go for it. This is just like a test run. So we're going through the design processes, right? So we're just creating iterations of a possible machine, and then you're going to actually get to create the one that the big one for today. All right, so we're going to see what everybody came up with. There's no right answer to this. Trash into birds, okay? You ready to go? Let's start with this group right here. Round of applause. There we go. Great. Let's see your group, Chris.
So we're in a circle.
That's okay. Come on in the middle. Come in the middle then so you have space.
Ready?
Round of applause, everybody. Great.
We had to shorten our steps.
That's great. That's good. Let's see what you got. Ooh, props. Yay! Beautiful. Ooh, they brought balloons into it. That's got you thinking now. Great. Okay. Great use of props.
Okay, that's fine.
Round of applause. Good sound effects. All right, let's see what you got. Round of applause. Great. Last group. Round of applause. So now what you're going to do is this. You're all going to share your machines you came up with for your other person, okay? So the machine you made for the other person. Yeah?
Okay.
So in your group. So you'll share that in your group. So you'll just, no, wait, wait, hold on. Let me explain all the instructions and I'll let you go do it. So you're going to each show the picture of the machine, explain it to everyone in your group, go around the circle so you each share your machines. Then you're going to choose one as a group, reach a consensus that you want to bring to life, that you want to do what you just did with, right? So you're going to show the machine. You're going to move it from the page to the stage, yeah? You're going to make it come to life. So it's not necessarily, this is important to tell the kids, it's not the best one, that you're not choosing it because it's the best. You're choosing it because maybe it's the easiest one to embody. So for instance, who's got the Pepsi one, the one bringing Pepsi to somebody in a school? Yeah, right? You have a lot of parts to that, right? Like there are 10 things that happen, and you may be like, wow, that's really one we could really show. We can show the 10 parts happening. So let's do that one, because it lends itself to this kind of performative thing the best, the physical machine the best. So you choose the one that you think you could bring to life the best, right? If there's one that's just kind of sits and it does one thing, well, that's not really enough to give you a lot of energy to do something with. Okay? So how's that sound? Now, what's going to happen, the person whose machine you're choosing, well, they don't have to, but likely they're going to be the person, they're going to read their letter while we see the machine. Okay? If you don't want to read your own letter, someone else in your group can read it and you can be in the machine. But someone needs to read the letter that tells us what this machine's about. Okay? How's that sound? Got it? Are there questions? Anything unclear? So you're going to choose a machine, share them all, choose a machine, bring it to life, and read the letter with it. Easy. Okay? We'll give you a good 15 minutes to do all that, 20 minutes even, okay? Are we ready to go? And why don't you, each group can kind of, you can either come into the middle of the circle or you can just take a step in from where you are, just so you kind of come in a little bit, depending on what you need to do. Let's start over here this time. You ready to go? Okay, let's do it.
Dear Shannon, I heard you had a problem with your family members replacing the toilet paper roll. I've created a special spring-loaded toilet paper mix. Once the roll runs out of toilet paper and your family members replace it by sticking a new roll on top, they just have to flush and the old roll will fall off into the trash can and new roll will snap into place. Your friend Kelly.
Great. Next group. Let's keep going around the circle.
Dear Stephanie, I have for you the Tiny Cat Hair and Gone Robot. Cat takes monthly pill to activate robot brush. Robot brush stays on cat, collecting hair before it hits the floor. Magnetic hub channels throughout your house will then take the hair and vent it outside. You may use more than one brush if your cat has lots of hair.
I'm multitasking. No more shoes by the door. How do you ask? With the shoe remover, by simply installing 2 trap doors, 2 conveyor belts, a few baskets and bells, and then you're almost done. Shoes left by the door are delivered back to each bedroom. Unclean shoes are delivered to the furnace. Now even shoes that are left by the door and unclean are destroyed. With your shoe worries gone, what else do we worry about?
Dear Brittany, this is the amazing Laundry No More 3000.
Spell check in progress. Spell check complete.
Please, detected.
All you have to do is put your laundry in the top door. It has to be clean. And then it gets folded and you can come out and get it on the other side out of the door.
Great. This group.
Dear Amelia, I hope you enjoy your new favorite machine. This will help solve 2 problems for you. It's called, drum roll please, the Pepsi Copter Conveyor Cat Sleeper. Essentially, a helicopter will keep a pool of Pepsi fully stocked in the ceiling of your classroom. When you need Pepsi, or your students' teachers think you need Pepsi, they pull the string, and Pepsi is released 1 droplet at a time onto the conveyor, which brings it to the final holding tank for you to use. Best part, the conveyor is run by your cat, so she
wonderful work. Wow, those were really wonderful. So you notice what we did is this was a response to the text, right? I got the idea from the activity book that you have, the Rosie Revere activity book. I think there's a solve a problem, and I just made it interview a person, solve a problem for your friend. It's really based on the design school at Stanford University. Their whole design school is based on the idea of identifying problems in the world, coming up with a team that comes up with an interdisciplinary solution to solve it, and designing, drafting, and maybe even building whatever it is to solve the problem, which is what we just did, right? In a very simplified way. Only you solved a problem for a friend. So I took that idea and we just played with it here. So this is really the design process that you would see. How do you solve a problem? But we did it in a creative way. We did a piece of visual art. We demonstrated our understanding through a piece of writing, and we did it through a group performance. So we're getting all of that. So imagine a kid that has trouble with just writing. Well, you've got 3 different mediums you're working through to express yourself: visual, performative, and written. Not only that, you were working alone, you were working in partners, and you were working in a group. So the creative process there was multifaceted, multi-layered, with many dimensions. So think about today, building community. Think about where we came in this morning, the crazy throwing balls around. Never started like that before. It was a little too crazy, but that was, I don't know if I'd start with throwing balls around, but I loved it. And then we went to other point of concentration activities, then entering text through the micro storytelling, through the movement in words, which the movement came back right now, through the story nuggets. So you already started performing in groups, through the call and response, the room of professors reading the text. We responded to the text with a piece of personal writing. Then we responded to text by doing an engineering project, doing a letter attached to it, and then a performing text. So we've only done several different performances today. The lines that go through the performance cycle like this are like that because it's not linear. We're building community right now, right? When you do that project, you're building collaboration with these people you worked with. You're building community. You're still comprehending Rosie Revere because you may be thinking about those wacky inventions she did while you're creating your own. So you're still comprehending text. You're performing, but you also performed when we did story nuggets. You also performed when we did the vocabulary and movement. You also performed. So it's all eventually embedded and working on many different things at the same time.